What's up, my people? When you're getting pulled over by a police officer, the very first thing you need to say is, "Hello, sir. How are you doing today? Is there anything I can do for you?" That's the first thing you need to say, and please sound sincere. Whether you're thinking in your head, this dude pulled me over for no reason. What do you pull me over for? Okay, please, this is not the time to have any type of rage or anything like that. And I'm gonna explain this to you in a minute if you give me a chance. I don't care if you're white, black, Mexican, whatever race you are, male, female, rich, poor. When you get pulled over by the police or stopped, you're already pulled over now. So you're already in this situation, and you could be a statistic. Now, the very first thing you need to do is say, "Hello, how are you doing today? Hello, officer, how are you doing today?" That's the first thing you need to say. Automatically, that lets the police officer know that you're complying. You respect him. Okay? And you don't have to respect them, because they'll make you respect them. And I'm not saying, this is your choice. This is number one thing to do if you want to make this out of this situation. Okay? Now, when you're going to get anything in life, you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. So why are you going to approach this situation with vinegar? And I'm going to explain something that a lot of people are not talking about in psychology. And we're not talking about no 2-year, 3-year psychology course. We're talking about in your first year of psychology, they teach you about experiments that they had with college students. Half the college students dressed up as police, and the other half dressed up as inmate. So what happened in that experiment was the kids that were dressed as cops were very abusive and got out of control and beat up the students that was pretending they were pretending that they were inmates. So most of the world, especially these educated people, because they all took psychology, knows the nature of police. But the reason they're not going to bring this up is because then they will have to start looking at each police individually and saying, hey, is this person mentally capable of being a police officer? Because you have to have discipline. And most people, now I'm not just talking about cops, most people, period, has lacked discipline. So therefore, rule number 2, do not ask the police, why are you pulling me over? I didn't do nothing wrong. He doesn't know that yet. You already did something wrong by how your first words that came out of your mouth wasn't number 1. Hello, officer. How are you doing today? Okay. Second of all, now you're being offensive. You're trying to be the boss and control over an authoritative figure. Okay, now number 3, listen closely. Listen closely. First of all, these officers have guns. If I had a gun on me and you approach me and I'm looking for any little move you make, I have a gun. If you make the wrong move, I'm not gonna give you the opportunity to take my gun and kill me with it. So it doesn't matter if you're unarmed. That has nothing to do with it. But a lot of but they have no way of explaining why they're doing this to handcuff citizens. You can't explain that. That's automatic found guilty. Possessions is 9/10 of the law. So you're automatically guilty of that. I cannot protect you of that. If they got you handcuffed and they still no. because I had a brother that was handcuffed. But anyway, I'm going to salute y'all people. And remember, so that's just some of the things I got going on. Even the dude with the taser. Suppose he would have tased the officer would have been unconscious, and then he would have took the officer's gun. So therefore, first thing that man should say is, "Hello, officer, how are you doing today?" Now, number 4, some officers are not going to give you, you're not going to be in that situation. You're going to be in a car, they're going to tell you, put your hands out. Put your hands out of the window. Right now, you're dealing with a 50-50 situation that you might not make it out of. That's just the sad part about this thing, okay? So, and then you might talk to some officers where no matter what you say, they're going to call you liars and they're going to be aggressive. You have no win in those situations. The best bet is to be quiet as much as possible. With that being said, cut the camera. That's just how to survive being pulled over. It increases your survival of getting pulled over. With that being said, it's your boy Mr. Y2K. Y'all live life, and I support this message.